In this video, we're going to learn how odds work with probability. As we learned before, the probability of event A is equal to your successes over your total number of outcomes. When we talk about odds, we're really talking about probability, but we're expressing it in a different way. And we usually express it as a ratio, and we use a colon most often when we talk about odds. We have something called odds 4, and that is the ratio of your success to your failure. Now you can represent odds as a fraction as well, but for most of our purposes we're going to look at it, we're going to use this colon here. We also have odds against. And odds against is the ratio of your failures to your success. So it's just the opposite of what we had before. The way that we use odds is mostly in gambling or casinos or lottery tickets or things of that kind. And if you have a bet or how much you're going to wager, that's usually in the dollar amount. The amount of payoff that you're going to get is going to be equal to the amount that you bet times the odds against. One example, a few years ago, I went to Saratoga Springs. And at Saratoga Springs, they have a racetrack. And on the racetrack, you can bet on the horses to win. And I looked at the racetrack. I really had no interest in gambling, but I decided that, I was going to try my hand. So I put a crowbar into my wallet and I reached down. I got a $5 bill. And then I looked at the sports book that they had there, and there was this one horse. And that horse had 3-2 odds. And I thought, well, that sounds pretty good. Because reality is that the probability of this horse winning is equal to 3 over 5. As a mathematician, I knew that's pretty good. So I decided to go ahead and make that bet. Well, wouldn't you know it, my horse won. I was a big winner that day. Or was I? Let's see how much I actually made off that bet. So my payoff is equal to 5, and then it's my odds against, which I have to switch from my odds for. So it's a ratio of 2 to 3. So I'm going to do 5 times the ratio of 2 to 3. Now this ratio we're going to turn into a fraction for our actual calculations. And I got, let's actually calculate that out. I did 5 times 2, and I divide that by 3. I won a whopping $3.33. So I ended up with $8.33 because they included my original amount that I actually earned. So yes, I won, but I didn't win by a lot. Sometimes you may have a horse where the odds against winning are 16 to 1. Now in this case here, if you made a $10 bet, you would actually have a decent payoff. The amount of payoff would be equal to that $10 times 16 divided by 1. So now you're going to get $160. That's a really good bet. This concludes the video on odds.